So someone on my Discord recently asked me, have I ever had to deal with the problem of deepfakes? Have I ever had to worry about AI versions of myself showing up in videos and doing things or saying things that I would not usually do or say? And the answer is no, because I don't look for them. That very particular brand of rock with gross insects crawling underneath it is not something I ever need to flip. I don't want to investigate it. Maybe there's nothing out there. There's probably something, and it's probably weird. However, little did I know that later that night, I would be accosted by an AI version of myself. There I was, uploading a YouTube thumbnail to my critically acclaimed Euphoria video when I noticed a new option on the YouTube dashboard. Create AI generated thumbnail, and I had to click it because of course this exists, but I needed to see what realm of hell would open up when I did, and I really, no matter how bad I thought it could have been, it was so much worse, and I want to talk about it. So you click some fucking button and it takes an inordinate amount of time to generate this. And this thing we see on the left, what I'm quite confident is an AI generated picture of Zendaya crying, and on the right, a snake in a coffin with the text, "It's over." And I do want to credit them a little bit. That is the text I use in thumbnails. And by the way, if you ever see another YouTuber using this text, it was probably me. I think I'm the one who started this. Sometimes I see this text on TV and it makes me feel like I have made an insurance ad for myself. It's very strange. It's an odd sensation when I see this specific brand of text in other places. But yeah, this is what YouTube, in its infinite wisdom, deemed would be a good thumbnail for for the final episode of Euphoria. I don't want to just poo-poo it without giving it a shot, because another great advantage of this new AI system is that the AI also explains to you why it's a rad-ass thumbnail. So let's just see what it has to say. Okay, I quote here: "I've created 2 distinct thumbnail options for your video. One initial generation attempt failed, but I have successfully produced 2 high-quality concepts based on the most shocking moments and themes discussed in your review. Concept 1, split screen composition, 2-panel. This layout contrasts the show's peak emotional resonance with the most absurd and controversial plot point to highlight the drastic shift in quality. This concept forces direct visual comparison between the show's artistic roots and its sudden, bizarre transition into a crime thriller. Why it works. That's right, the AI will also tell you why this is a good idea. This thumbnail forces an immediate comparison between the Euphoria fans' love, Zendaya's powerful performance, and the bizarre snake death scene that left audiences baffled. By placing the two visuals side by side and with a stark dividing line, you're visually summarizing your entire bad season argument in a split second. The "it's over" text, I can't believe we're getting a AI explaining why "it's over" text is there, acts as a powerful emotional hook for disillusioned fans who felt the show lost its way and are looking for a shared perspective. Wow, okay, AI mega computer, I've heard your rationale, and I'm afraid to say I don't think this is a good thumbnail. A few little problems here. First of all, what's with the snake coffin? Why is the snake in a little, I'm going to say, baby-sized coffin? Did you think Nate was a baby when he died? Is that what's going on here? Overall, I just don't think this is a very strong thumbnail. I think this wouldn't stand out in a page of other thumbnails with text saying "it's over." And I think like the dual screen kind of composition kind of makes it look like it's two different videos. Like just I think one single unified composition would be so much stronger than this, or split it in three. Like, people know what that looks like. This is just, I don't think this is a good thumbnail. But I will say, I will give it some credit in that it's way better than what it did next. Yeah, you may have noticed that in that previous description, it said that it generated 2 thumbnails. And this second one, oh boy. I really just, I'm horrified by this. Okay. So we're looking at the snake in a little snake coffin with the text snake and 2 question marks. And then you have an AI generated version of me. And this picture makes me feel like I am looking at a specter of my own death. I feel like this is a version of me that's been sent to hell and then set on fire for 1,000 years, and then the fire ghost version of me is sent back in time to haunt me. That's what this looks like. I'm very upset. I don't like looking at this, and it just freaks me out. Like, what looking at an AI version of yourself is exactly as unsettling as I always thought it would be. I've never made this expression in my life. I don't know the scenario that could make me make this expression. I think maybe if my child married a werewolf and they've just told me that they're marrying a werewolf and that werewolves are real, and the werewolf is also racist. I think that's maybe what I would save an expression like this for. I don't appreciate that they gave me a weak jaw in this thumbnail. You know, there's not many physical qualities about myself that I feel confident in, but a real soft-jawed little person here. And I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I'm glad to see that we have a return of the snake coffin from the first thumbnail. Fan favorite, the snake coffin. I think we're all delighted that that's back. Yeah, this thumbnail, it makes me feel that I live in a universe devoid of human soul. And I mean, that in fairness, that is a powerful emotion. It is getting a reaction out of me. But listen, again, I don't want to be too critical. Let's listen to the AI's justification for this one. This format uses a high energy reaction from you. I don't think that's me, paired with the video's most shocking visual to trigger instant curiosity. By focusing on your authentic reaction to the snake in the coffin scene, this concept leverages your personal brand to anchor the review. I feel like referring to this as my authentic reaction is deeply troubling. This is literally the least authentic reaction I've ever had to anything, because this isn't me. Why it works. Your expressive reaction face establishes immediate trust and authority. Well, you know me, I am always looking to establish both trust and authority, signaling to your regular viewers that this is a critical, high-stakes review with a strong opinion. So, okay, listen. There has never been a high-stakes review in the history of anything. Reviews don't matter. I say that as someone who has been making review-style content for 10 years. Someone else's opinion on a piece of media is not that fucking important. There's way more to go here. The central placement of the rattlesnake in the coffin serves as a powerful curiosity gap. Viewers who haven't seen the finale will click just to find out why a prestige teen drama now features a coffin-bound snake. Okay, that's not a bad point, but that sentence is all over the place. This format perfectly balances your personal brand with a trending absurdity of the topic to stop the scroll. Which direction do you prefer, or would you like to make adjustments? And so then, like, there's a prompt, and like it asks you what else it can do. And I wrote, "Go fuck yourself," and it wrote, "I can't help you with that," which I do feel like is the YouTube AI getting a little snarky, Dig at me. I don't know. That felt witty in a way that I don't know the AI intended. Okay, this just in. I sent this footage off to editor Foxcade earlier, and he sent me back two more AI generated YouTube thumbnails, which are just some real fucking bangers. I like this one called, I guess we'll call it the Disaster, and it's got Nate on the left, the rattlesnake on the right, and me in the center just being like, what the fuck? And I think what I like about this one is that it nearly looks like this episode is about Nate and the rattlesnake having like a climactic final battle, and that we've been building up to this battle for like 3 seasons. Yeah, of course it has AI me again. I don't know what the deal with this AI version of me is. He feels wrong in a way that I can't quite put my finger on. It kind of feels like someone has ripped off my face and stretched the skin over what I can only describe as a prettier skeleton. So, yeah, very interesting. And, once again, we have the AI justifying itself. Placing your bewildered reaction next to the intense standoff between Nate and a rattlesnake creates a high-stakes visual conflict. It summarizes the disaster through a single absurd moment, making the disaster text feel earned and compelling the viewer to find out if the show really went that far. Interesting. Okay. But I think personally the prize has to go for this one, Euphoria, the Disaster. Now, personally, I don't know why the AI chose to make my pores the size of fucking landmarks here. I think, I look, I'll say it. I think I'm a little bit prettier than this. And I feel a little insulted, but it's fine. I get it. I'm closing in on 40. I ain't as young as I used to be. I just didn't need the AI to confront me with that truth. What I think is maybe the most interesting thing here is the use of the "Don't Tread on Me" snake, which has a historical military origins in America that I'm not super familiar with, but I also know that it's been tied to the libertarianism movement in modern times, which, I will say that if you want to be unwittingly tied to a political movement, YouTube's AI thumbnails are a fucking phenomenal way of doing that. Let's see what the robot says this time. By featuring your focused, serious expression, I mean, I do kind of have a focused, serious expression, alongside the Euphoria Disaster hook, this thumbnail immediately establishes a conversational and critical tone. The moody, chaotic background subtly references the show's shift without cluttering the frame, ensuring your face remains the primary anchor that builds trust with your core audience. I feel like that's not a real sentence. I don't think any point was achieved there, and the cadence and words used, I just feel like I'm speaking to someone who will someday hire a blood boy. If you don't know what that is, it's when billionaires hire young men and take their blood. God, I wish I was joking. But yeah, so, overall, I'm going to have to give both these thumbnails a failing grade. I think they're bad, and I think they make me feel like my skin is falling off. And that's, again, that is a reaction. I'm sure other YouTubers are going to be tempted to use this because it's easier than actually learning the basics of graphic design and crafting compelling thumbnails yourself. And all I'm going to say is if you do that, I think you're fucking weak. Okay. That's everything. Till next time.